It's finals recap, Rhett. Man, last live show from the Coliseum. I can't believe it's over, right? We anticipated so much, talk about all year long, and we finally get here in the 3 days, just absolutely fly by. Last live show from the Coliseum for the year. Then we're going to head into spring and the summer season. We'll see everybody in Fargo. What a
see everybody in Southeast Regionals first.
Southeast Regionals first, right. Then Fargo.
Fargo Classic.
You know where I'm going.
You know
where I'm going.
We got a NorthCon USA Wrestling.
The theme of tonight
to follow here
was nobody is safe.
Except for Bentley Sly.
Except for Bentley Sly. Nobody is safe except for Bentley, right?
Yeah.
Oh my, it was crazy upsets going down, tight matches everywhere. Yeah, let's just kick it off, right? Because I know about you, we're both hungry. We're gonna find something to eat in a minute, but
yeah,
let's talk ladies finals. Anna Ackerman, Genevieve Olade. Ackerman, workman-like performance, gets the 14-2 major. Kind of within the first 15 seconds, you kind of felt like Ackerman was in control. And we've kind of been predicting that all year long, right? So congrats, Anna Ackerman.
Fargo blood round.
Says enough, right?
Absolutely.
At 107, Curry Reese gets it done over Hawaji. Hijawi, sorry, as soon as that came out. Hijawi. They spent the whole match in extended double leg, right? Extended double leg. With Reese in on legs and South Central leg sprawled, right?
Yeah.
Whole time. Reese was able to get one of those, convert one of those in the very beginning of the match, which ended up being the difference. 3-2 win at 107. 114, though. This is the talk of the tournament. Whoa.
I don't know if it's talk of the tournament.
I don't know. On the girls' side of things.
I still don't know if it's talk of the tournament.
It is the talk of the tournament on the girls' side of things. Get out of here.
It's the biggest upset. Absolutely.
I mean, if you think any differently.
It's the biggest match. No, Whirlybird is the biggest.
Yeah, but about the actual wrestling.
Okay.
About the actual wrestling here.
Okay.
Addison Gore takes out Leah Edwards.
Holy cow.
Gets the fall at 303.
Looks so good.
So good. What was the score at the time of the fall? It was like 13-1 or something like that. She was up big. She got the cradle kind of near the end of the first, middle of the first. Takedown, 4 near fall, go up 7-0, and she gets a takedown in the second period and gets the fall. So she was up by a lot at the end of the fall. And we talked about it on the preview show, right? Going into the match, we said Addison Gore is the future of NC Wrestling. And we thought it was after Leah Edwards graduated, right?
Right.
Leah's been on a different level. We've been saying it all year long. We're like, the Leah Edwards, the Faith Baines, they're on one tier, and then it's everybody else, and there's so many variants and results and blah, blah. Everybody was in the same tier, man.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Addison. I think Addison Gore right here, she's just snatched the crown, the torch, right? She is now the face of women's wrestling in North Carolina. Period. The end. Moving forward, she's the pound for pound best girl in our state right now.
Bar none. Yeah, bar none. That's period.
Period.
Up to 120.
120. First flight until the wheels fall off. Skyla Simpson gets it done. She looked absolutely phenomenal from her feet.
She controlled the entire match.
Beautiful slide by. Beautiful high crotch. Man, she hit a pretty nasty little slide by on the edge, like right at the beginning, right?
Goes from taking third in the East.
Yeah, she got teched by Vindigny 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
Turned it around, gets a 15-8 decision to win here in the Coliseum. First Flight gets themselves a state champ.
Wow.
Their first girls state champ in the Coliseum.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Because Reagan Riddick won a couple. All right, 126. Isabella Hernandez of Jack Britt over Kennedy Snow.
I did not see this coming.
6-1. I thought Snow was going to win this. I really did.
And Hernandez just wrestled a smart match.
She wrestled great. Gets the W here and continues. Jack Britt wins the team title. Right, we'll talk about that in a minute. But just crazy performance for Hernandez winning there. At 132, Ayanna Crawford. You've been telling people to pay attention.
First state champ in Purnell Sweat history.
Yep. Undefeated this season.
Yes. Just looked phenomenal.
Gives Bliss Joyce her first loss of the year, 4-2.
Yep.
So, at 138, Samaya Ahmood gets it done. 10-4. Head to West Point in the fall. It was kind of close in the beginning. It was like I think it was even 4-4 at one point, and then she kind of pulled away at the end. Just an impressive year all around, right? So it was a pleasure to watch that kid compete all year, right, from start to finish, from Super 32 to
absolutely.
now. 145.
And she jumped levels all year,
yes,
too.
Agreed. Better now than then,
yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
145, we had another upset.
Some would say.
There is no some would say. It was a straight up upset. I know it was state champ versus state champ, but a month ago, Faith Bain majored 10-0 Brianna De Leon. Faith Bain, no losses on the year, right? She was undefeated coming into the match. In my mind, she was the second best girl in the state, period. And she still is. I think Addison's become number one. Brianna De Leon, 10-2.
Dude, she wrestled the perfect match.
Major decision, wrestled the perfect match. Now, 10-2 score, I think, is a little disingenuous because she got the takedown backs at the end, right, when Faith was kind of had no choice
she went
but to go
for broke.
it. Yeah, she went for it.
So
but
the
still,
match was way tighter than the score
yeah,
shows.
it was tight. It was close the whole time. But De Leon hits a beautiful double in the beginning.
Yep.
Got a great clip of that. And then controlled the match from there, right?
Yeah.
Faith couldn't get to her legs, right?
Yeah.
Faith couldn't get to her legs.
And De Leon wins MOW.
Yep, she was MOW for the girls. Her
two-time state champ in the Coliseum
and
third state
overall,
title overall.
Yep.
We want to make sure that does get recognized.
Third state title overall.
Third state title. Now let's go to the weight that I think is going to be talked about for a very long time, and I think it needs to lead to a rule change. So we saw it a lot this
whole
weekend,
tournament,
and it was already a large talking point across. I know, like in the North Carolina wrestling room,
I saw it on
stuff
the
like
internet
that.
a little bit, a little social media.
After yesterday, and it is the Whirlybird injury time off your back. Kayla Evans wrestling Diaz Mendoza, Mendoza, yeah.
It cuts it off on the bracket,
So Evans going for broke.
Yeah, she had to, right? She was down big.
Absolutely, but
she goes
her to her back,
and looks like the fall is imminent.
Yeah,
like I honestly thought it was already should have been called.
I think it could have been called.
It could have been called, and the Whirlybird came out, right? The injury time came out. If you're calling for your own injury time and you're on your back, I know what the ref is supposed to call. I think we should start saying, you know what? If you're doing your own Whirlybird and you're on your back, pin.
Call the fall.
Call the fall, and then the trainer can check him out after, right? We can't keep doing this. Almost get.
UWW.
I mean, it literally won the match for her here.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
UWW adopted a rule that if you are on your back and you call injury time, the match is over. Period. In international wrestling, that like
if you're
point blank, if you're on your back and you call injury time, it's done. So the whole argument of, well, we'll just stop the match, put them right back where they were. That's not going to work.
Just call the fall.
That right there was, I mean, Kayla Evans got completely
hosed.
And don't get me wrong, Diaz Mendoza wrestled a great match.
Yeah.
Like she did up until the third period, I would say.
And to be clear, the official called what by the book, or right?
Yeah, no,
Right?
that's
He called the by the book. So I'm not saying that. And you guys know I have no problem saying anything about officials, right? But
that sounds so bad.
I'll say when they make a terrible call. But I'm saying we need, if you injury time, when you're on your back, the official should just call the fall.
Yeah, it's not an official. It's not the official's fault that was on the mat. Like that is.
No.
That's the correct
I still think
call.
you should have called the dang fall because it was the fall already, right? I think you should have called the fall, period.
Yeah.
Right? We'll leave it there so we don't spend all night on it. But 165, Sofia Ozanic gets it done with a fall. This one was back and forth. They were both on their back a couple of times. Ozanic gets the fall to win a state title after being a runner-up as a freshman and making it back to the finals again for the first time. And then, speaking of freshmen, Rylan Kazaya
Yep.
is the first freshman to win in the Coliseum.
Man.
Parkwood, man, they just turn out these girls that are really, really great right away.
Yes.
2 4-time state champs in girls wrestling, right? Ella Beam and Savannah Bramhall. Kazaya starts her career off with a state title. We'll see what happens. She 10-8 decision there. And then 235, Sophia Marshall gets
Also, shout out to her coach, catching her in the heels.
Oh, I know. I thought she was going
Like,
backwards. That was
we saw a lot of celebrations today.
yeah, a lot of great ones.
That one was I was the most worried about.
That one was a little sketchy.
In the heels. Shout out to her. That
At
one's
235, Sophia Marshall gets it done over Brianna Joyce. Rosewood gets their second state champ of the night. We get another "This is my house" type of celebration. I'm not really sure what she's saying, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. But it's pretty happy. I got it on video this time, so we'll have to go check it out.
I'll try and lip read.
And we'll just do the girls' team scores, and then we'll slide over the boys. So team score-wise, I'll just do the top 3. Laney finished in third with 89.5. Hope County in second. They clawed their way back in those constellations, 95.5. Didn't have the tournament they were hoping for, but Jack Britt did. Jack Britt wins the title at 101 points. Brings home the title. Obviously, a couple champs in there. 3 champs, Hernandez, Samea, and Ozanic.
Yep.
Gets it done for Jack Britt. Let's roll over to the boys, though. 1A 106. We're just going to keep rolling, guys.
Yeah.
1A 106. Skylar Anderson gets it done. 5-3 decision.
Your pick here.
Yep.
That's one for Ryan.
I didn't get a whole lot right tonight, I don't think. I think there was quite a bit that went wrong. Anderson controlled the match from pretty much start to finish, except for like the last 45 seconds where I feel like the momentum was starting to swing, but he kind of held serve, right? At 113, though, both of our state champ pick, we picked Holt Quincy here.
Man.
And Deer Panama tells us, no, sir.
Yeah.
Gets the 5-3 decision off of a takedown.
He looked great, though.
He's so good on his feet, right? His feet are so quick. He creates angles really well. It was a great match, right? It was a great match between the two of them. Good news is they're both young. They both come back, so maybe we'll get to see that one again. And a Deer Panama state title for the Ville. 120, Cooper Foster gets the 11-3 major decision. Efren Rivera's going to be super tough these next 2 years, man.
Yeah.
He looked really good. Wrestled Cooper probably as well as anyone has in the past 3 years, right? Outside of like maybe Alexis Panama back when Cooper took his losses, right?
Yeah.
So Cooper Foster, though, ends his legendary career, goes 3-1-1-1, and doesn't lose. It was 159 coming in, so 162 matches in a row.
Wow.
That's a lot of matches in a row.
169. No.
162.
162 matches in a row.
162 matches in a row.
Good gosh.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. 126, you might as well just lit a fire to the bracket that I thought I had.
No joke.
David Lambright over Cale Stevenson, and it was by tech. I thought if whoever wins this match, I thought it was going to be like a 7-4, 5-4, in the balance type of thing. And nope. Lambright over Stevenson by tech. By tech. A lot of back points is where that came from, too. 132. Loxton Hooper gets it done over Rubistello. This one, Rubistello gets the first takedown, right? And he wrestles well. And then about a minute and a half left, Loxton Hooper gets a takedown, and the momentum, you feel the momentum shift away. You could feel him coming on and wrestling tough. And I'm going to be honest, I thought he had like 3 takedowns, and they kept saying he was out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds. I was like, no, that was a takedown. But he gets the takedown to send it into overtime. They go into overtime, gets a takedown there, wins the match. And I felt like the right one wrestler won that one because he was pushing the pace and he was in on the legs and he almost scored a gajillion times. 138. Ryan Mann caps his career with a second state title. Looked phenomenal. His top game is unmatched, right? He's one of the toughest top wrestlers in our state. 144. The magic continued for Mount Airy, right? The magic continued for Mount Airy.
What a tournament.
Joseph Jones gets the fall in the first period over Kaiser of Rosman. Huge win there. Carson Warwick goes 9-1 major decision. Man, we've been talking about him since he beat Gunnar Marshall last year, right? And super high on him. Only 1 loss on the year. He's one of the next dudes, right? He's one of the next superstars for sure. Speaking of superstars, 1A 157, Lorenzo Alston gets it done with a 12-2 major decision. You guys know Lorenzo. I told him thanks for the highlight clips. That's what I said to him after his match. He always delivers, right? 165, Kenneth Pritz with an 11-3 major decision over John Martin. Kenneth Pritz is just phenomenal.
That Pritz kid.
He's so good from his feet. He was able to create angles really well. Anytime that Martin was even close to getting to the legs, and Martin got in a few times, Pritz was able to fight off, and soon, I'm telling you, as soon as he put his foot on the mat, he was creating an angle and trying to score himself. It was really impressive. Caps his career with a second state title. I think it's like 105, 106 matches in a row for him, right?
Yeah.
So crazy there. Andrew Meadows, quick fall in the second period over Elijah Williams of Union Academy. Again, continuing the Magic tournament for Mount Airy. I don't want to say Magic too many times because it seems like it shouldn't have happened. They qualified 10. They were in the dual state finals, right?
Yeah.
But it just seemed like everything was going the right way for them. Cale Dunn gets a fall in a minute 11. He becomes the 1A MOW.
Yeah.
How much time did he spend on the mat this weekend?
Quick math would be 3 minutes and oh god.
Math be hard.
Math be hard. Hold
Just
on.
a little over
33.
3 minutes.
Yeah, 33 plus 8.
Yeah.
Like
just 3 or 4 minutes or so for Cale Dunn.
Just not long enough.
Him and Lorenzo both stay on track for 4. Only 1 more to go for those guys. 215.
Lorenzo bump up to 190 and Cale Dunn Lorenzo next year.
That'd be fun. Michael Shropshire from UR Charter makes us look smart. We've been picking him since the beginning of the year after we saw him against Seaforth. Does the thing here with a 17-7 major decision against the freshman Ruiz Angel from Mount Airy. It was pretty close for a little while, and then Shropshire kind of blew it wide open with a takedown and backs, or reversal and backs. I'm not sure which. I turned over and I saw him finish. I wasn't sure if it was reversal or takedown, and then put him on his back. In 285, Maddox Carson gives Eastern Randolph their second state champ of the night with a sudden victory decision over Valandi of Allegheny. Huge win there. 2A 106. Like we said, we're just going to keep rolling here, guys.
Yeah. We'll do, 1A team champ there, Mount Airy.
Yeah.
If you hadn't.
Mount Airy took
already.
home. UR Charter was in second. Avery was in third.
Yeah. So massive tournament.
They locked
Mount Airy.
Mount Airy locked it up heading into the finals, right?
So 2A 106, we had Aiden Burkholder getting the win over Boltez with the fall 5 minutes in.
Yeah, he was pumped.
Trinity.
He was pumped. Big flex from Coach Coggins. Big flex from Burkholder. They were pretty hyped up. 2A 113, Jordan Miller with a tech fall. Did he tech his way through this tournament? He teched his way through the tournament.
He gave up
what
2
a dog,
points.
man. Teching his way through the tournament. Crazy.
Gave up 2 points, and that's it.
That's wild. That's wild. Congratulations to Jordan. Follows up his brother a year ago with his own state title this year.
Yep.
Justin Jr., so he'll be back. And if Seaforth goes back-to-back at 120 pounds, Gabe Rogers gets it done in sudden victory. Let me tell you, did you see this one?
No.
I slid over.
I heard every. Like,
Yeah, I was watching it at the beginning. It looked like Gabe was starting to be in control. And then at the end, Gabe dives in on a single leg, gets extended, and Tanite gets a cradle, gets the 2, and then they give him 2 swipes. I'm going to be honest. I'm not so sure there were swipes. He looked pretty 90 degrees to me.
Yeah.
It was close, but I was kind of right there. It didn't really look like swipes to me, but they gave them anyway. And to Gabe's credit and to the coaching staff's credit, they just shrugged it off. They're like, that's fine. And Gabe went and got a takedown pretty quickly in overtime. Was able to get in. Again, it's hard to stop him when he's attacking legs like that, right?
No joke.
126, Aiden Sumners gets it done with a 6-5 decision. This one was close. Perry got the first takedown. Then Sumners got a reversal and takedown of his own. And then a ride out. It was a little controversial at the end. Bryce Perry was fighting for the reversal on the edge. And there was very little time left. And if he could have just let go of the leg, it would have been 6-6.
Yeah.
But he kept going for the reversal. They go out of bounds. They don't give one. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, whether it should have been one or not. It was close, but Aiden Sumners finished it out with a ride out and won his state title, right, as a sophomore here. 2 sophomores, Perry and Aiden Sumners, and I walked away from the state tournament last year impressed by Perry, and I walked away again really impressed by Perry, right? 132. Lane Armstrong gets it done. Cameron Gu actually got the first takedown in this one. And then Armstrong goes reversal to Cameron Gu's back and gets the fall in the first period. Who won 2A MOW? Do you remember? I think it should have been Lane.
157.
Oh, Caleb Cox. That's a good
right.
pick too. That's a good pick too. Caleb Cox was phenomenal. We'll talk about him in a minute. But Lane made a strong case. Elijah Horton, man. He is
good.
phenomenal on his feet. Allred and him had a overtime match just about a month ago, and Horton comes out and gets 3 takedowns in the first period and a half or so, and then Allred says, I'm going to go top. I'm going to pit top. That's my chance. He put on a mean ride, just couldn't turn Horton, so Horton gets it done on his feet there and becomes a 2-time state champ now. Goes state champ, runner-up, state champ, putting together quite the career heading into a senior year. I can't believe next year will be a senior year already. I feel like he's just starting. It goes fast with these kids, man. 144, you were down there for this one.
Yeah, Bodie, I mean, he did what Bodie does, man. He's so tough on top. Shout out to him and Coach Shuff, though, sitting there trying to do the math. Math is hard. They're sitting there like, one more turn or 2. Shuff's like, I don't know, turn them.
Just
Just
turn
them,
again.
and then we'll figure it out. Goes fall, tech fall, and then going for the tech, gets the fall, just goes ahead, puts it away.
It's been a pleasure to watch his career, man.
Yeah.
I remember from the first time I got to see him beat R.J. James as a freshman in the Holy Angels quarters, I think it was, to the moment now of him winning the second state title. That's one of the hardest parts about the state tournament is watching these seniors compete for the last time, whether they win like Bodie did or lose like mostly everyone else does, right? Like only one state champ. So it's crazy. Gerald Johnson, speaking of seniors, he caps his career with a state title here. Been pretty close before, been in the thick of it, gets the fall over Apprecio of Lincoln Charter. Then 2A 157, Caleb Cox. He gets the tech fall in a minute 21
seconds.
He got a takedown real quick and then just turned. The best part about this, the RS Central crowd was so loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Caleb Cox did not have to wait. Like, he knew. He didn't let him look at the official. He didn't need to look at his dad, Coach Cox. He just knew right away because of how loud the RS Central crowd is. And it helped it was the last match, right?
Yeah.
So it was a little thinner. But Caleb Cox caps his career finally with a state title, right? 6 second champ.
Man,
It's awesome. Great kid. MOW Caleb Cox.
2A 165. Coltrane from Trinity gets the job done. And it's impressive he did it like this. I mean, inside knowledge, there's a little bit of an injury there that we won't disclose on air, but super impressive.
Super impressive.
To
Lawson Coltrane gets it done.
Yeah.
Caps his career with a state title.
Dominic Heipel, man,
Woo! He looked real good in the finals.
Dominant.
7-0 decision. Finds himself on top of the podium for the first time as a junior. Was a runner-up last year. Third as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So just continuing a great career. At 2A 190, Jesus Jarquin Ambroso made us, look silly with winning a title, right? He beat our state champ Harrison Compton. Then we picked Huggins this morning. 10-3 decision here. Just when I thought Huggins was going to kind of mount that RS Central kind of comeback, he got a kind of a counter takedown to seal it.
Right.
215, talk about Braxton Walker.
Dude, I know this is going to be a hot take. Best 250 in the building.
Best 215 in the building. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could get down with that because he looks absolutely
Best 250 in
ridiculously
the building,
good.
man. Like, honestly, I really think so. Dude, he put together a tournament.
He did, and he puts an exclamation point on it with a 14-2 major decision.
He comes up to us over there by the podium because he's like, man, I really wanted to tech him. I wanted to tech my way through this bracket. And I'm like, dude, I hear
14-2 is
you,
pretty
man.
good.
Like, but goes tech, 14-2.
And then at
What
285,
a career.
closing out 2A, Jaden McClary of Goldsboro gets the fall over Vasquez and McMichael. The junior from Goldsboro. Goldsboro, not a school we talk about a whole ton, gets a state champ here, and a junior, right? So he'll be back next year. 2A team race, Seaforth won the title, right? They go back-to-back at the tournament. They're going to be dangerous again next year. They still return a whole bunch.
Yeah,
Gabe's back,
that's-
Jordan Miller's back, Harrison Compton's back.
Who did they lose? Kubal and Lane Armstrong?
Yeah, which is a lot of points.
Yeah.
A lot of points, but they're still going to be very dangerous.
Yeah.
3A
Real good.
106, Liam Miles. Liam
Man.
Miles. Coach Gray told me, he said, you would have looked real smart if you would have kept Liam Miles your state champ pick. Because I had, for the first half of the year, that's who I had.
You really did.
And then I turned my state champ pick to Jackson Thomas because I thought he was the best guy. And Liam Miles goes, beat Colton Farmer, beat Jackson Thomas, and then wins here with a fall over Sander Tran of South Central. Gets a title. Just a sophomore Miles is, right? So he'll be back. Union Pines not going anywhere in the team race, which they won. We said that on the morning show.
Yeah. They already had it
113.
locked up.
And
Dude, 3A 106 was a fun,
it was.
fun
I feel like
bracket, though.
I feel like 106 at 3A, 4A is all any of the weights.
I mean,
really,
you got you had Colton Farmer, Emilio Diaz, you had Liam Miles, Jackson Thomas, you had Justin Campos. This is just to name a few here, right? It's just
yeah. No, it's crazy. So much fun.
I do have one question.
Yes.
If you lose a match, or if you win a match
By if you can't
by
continue,
DQ because of concussion protocol.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this.
How
I'm
can
not.
you-
I'm a little confused how you can.
How can you
wrestle
come
the
back and wrestle the next day?
match? I guess he got cleared from it. I don't know, but I don't know about.
I mean,
that.
if he's thrown up mat side, like on the mat, is what.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually didn't even know up until right before I asked Coach Gray. I was like, is this actually going to happen? Is there a match here? Because I didn't think you were. I honestly didn't think you could. I thought the rule was you couldn't.
If you go into concussion protocol, and you're sitting there puking, can't finish a match.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, not that I didn't want Tran to be able to have,
No,
like, to have the opportunity to wrestle.
was under
but
the
it's just-
assumption, right?
I
Under the
did
assumption.
not think that was.
So, stepping up
I
to
didn't think you were capable of doing that.
113 at 3A, my guy Mateo Diaz, right? South Rowan,
Yes.
Mateo Diaz, Big Emilio, as we know him, right? Big Emilio. If you know, you know. He gets it done. Finishes his.
I don't even know.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. He wasn't up there. Caps his senior year undefeated, 44-0. Been in fourth and third. Gets it done over 10-3 in the finals.
Super
Looks
impressive
super
tournament.
impressive. Super sweet shoes too. Super sweet shoes.
Yeah.
Like the shoes a lot.
Those were special, right?
And then 3A 120 lived up to the billing, even though
dude,
we didn't get the whole match.
holy cow.
Whoa. So
Kane Bryson.
Kane Bryson caps his career with a state title.
He said, "You guys at NC Matt are complete idiots."
Yep. You know what? I got
Complete
pointed out
idiots.
to me. I got pointed out to me that it was the first time I hadn't picked Kane Bryson, and then he won versus because I even
So you've been the problem.
it's me. I'm the problem. I guess. But he comes out, gets on a single Mac, going shin whizzer, hangs his head just a little bit. Kane goes scooped up to the cradle, right to the center of the mat, fall.
Dude.
And Kane goes, and appropriately so, goes awesome, like freaks
Yes.
out, happy, hugs his dad, hugs the Coach Gibson, right? Like,
Man.
Yeah, congratulations to Kane.
And this is one that we've said it before, we say it all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
Is that when we have the opportunity to follow these guys, these wrestlers
Oh, yeah.
from sometimes before they even get into high school,
Yep.
right? Like we were hearing about Kane when he was in 7th grade.
Yep.
Roughly,
and then,
right?
roughly,
7th, 8th grade.
And then we really started hearing about him as he started that freshman year, and we were
Yeah.
the
and-
leaders of the hype train,
Absolutely. And
and he lived up to it his whole
right,
career.
but then on the other side, we get to know the Johnsons, right? We get to know Mac Johnson. who
Oh,
goes to
great
Fargo.
family. Great family.
We get to know them in Fargo. We watch, him get so much better jump levels, and this was one of those that it didn't matter who we picked, we lose.
Yeah,
right?
I know it's tough.
On one hand,
And that's part of the game, right? That's
Yeah.
that's part of where the
like
business
weddings
we're
and
in.
funerals, like that's
Yep.
just the best way I
Yep.
can describe the state tournament, and
But-
this sport. But man, so pumped for Kane.
And he
finishes his-
comes right off the mat, and he knew I was there.
Yeah.
He knew I was there, and he looked and pointed right at me, and he goes, huh? And he did before he even said a word. I was like, I know,
Yeah.
congrats.
I'm pretty sure he said "told you" to me or something. I don't know.
Yep. No, and
I was-
I mean,
Yeah,
he did it, right? He proved us wrong.
Man.
He won this match by fall, closed his career. It's cool to see kids close a career after being so close, right? Runner up 2 times.
Yeah.
Gets a title, so congratulations to him.
absolutely. And Mac's gonna be back. Mac is
Oh,
a
yeah.
sophomore.
And then
his first loss in the state of North Carolina that he
his high school career, right?
yes,
Yeah.
in his high school career.
He'll be
First
back.
loss.
He's gonna be just
Absolutely.
fine. He's gonna be just
Absolutely.
fine.
But following it, can we just talk about the mental toughness that had to take? Ty Johnson,
Oh yeah, he had a
twin
reset
brother,
for sure.
like state finals, and also though, I want to talk about just how good of how tight these kids are, for each other, but also just how good people they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
How much they love each other. I don't know the right way to really describe it, but Mac Johnson, as soon as Ty steps onto the mat, you would think that he had just won a state title.
Yeah, he was.
The way that he was cheering on.
He was cheering on his brother
Ty.
there.
Just
Agreed.
I
I
love
saw
it.
the same. We didn't even talk about this yet.
I love it.
We haven't,
Yeah,
and I
like,
noticed the exact same
love
thing.
it, man.
So I thought that was really
But
cool.
also, just
the mental
stat-
toughness of Ty,
yeah.
right? Like
But
to reset.
before that, Kane Bryson, only person in North Carolina to beat both twins.
This year, he did it this year. Yeah,
Man,
yeah, I know.
what a
Impressive.
run for Kane.
What a run for
season.
Kane in senior year.
But Ty comes out, and man,
It was
he resets. Like
yeah.
I look at him right before or right after his match. You know, he goes back to the tunnel. He just looks at me and goes like, "I'm good." I'm like, "Oh, heck yeah!" Like, let's go. He comes out fired up. But man, Simpson from Parkwood, he wrestled his tail off.
Yeah, they got a takedown at the end of the first, right? That was the end of the first to tie it up.
Wrestled his tail off, but Ty just started putting it on him.
Yeah,
and just
Ty
blew it off, or just
really what Ty is so good at is that he can beat you with his own attacks, and if you take just a little bit of a bad shot, he is going to get to the corner and exploit you.
He's scoring,
Yes.
So Ty Johnson wins his second title.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. Stays on track for the four-peat.
Yep.
And up to 132.
Elijah Dorsey gets it done. 14-7 decision.
Looked great.
He did. He came out, I think he got 3 takedowns in the first period, first early part of that match.
He just jumped out so far ahead that Till just, man.
Couldn't come back.
Yeah, he
couldn't come back.
Couldn't run with him right there. Just looked great.
And again, Dorsey Sr. capping his career with a state title.
Yeah, well, I mean, that leads straight into 3A 138 here.
Oh, my gosh. This one was
and
bananas.
Kevin O'Brien, man.
I thought O'Brien was going to kind of run away with this match. Sean Bass wrestled his tail off, right, out of his mind. It was so, I mean, we got to know him a little bit in Fargo. Great kid. But O'Brien gritted it out, right? Yeah. Last second escape to win the match. Last second escape to win the match. 144, Bentley Sly, tech fall in a minute, and it says a minute 3. I looked at the clock. It was a minute 2. He goes, quick takedown, back points, couple cradles, and a power half in there, and it's over. And it's over.
Man.
And he's just so good. Baddest dude in the building.
So good.
Baddest dude in the building, my opinion.
Speaking
of bad dudes.
Warner, though,
speaking
at
of bad
3A
dudes.
150, dude, he tech followed his way through this bracket, and I want to add up the points here.
99, I think. Is what
was
we
it?
heard. Yeah, 99 points is what the total was. Yeah, no, he tech followed his way through a bracket that had 2 state champs in it and Elijah Oakley, who beat one of the state champs, right? By tech fall. Elijah Oakley wrestled so good, and then Will Varner just did the thing, right? Did the thing. You could tell him and Bentley just scrap in that dark horse room all the time, right? Heard they go hard, like go with it in the practice room a lot together, and it gets feisty, right? And Will Varner, we've been talking about him him and Bentley, same age, right? We've been talking about them.
Yeah.
Coming out of middle school into high school for years now. Will's been knocking on the door, gets a state title here as a junior.
3A 157, my pick, Amon Freeman, he comes out, man. He had one heck of a tournament. So gets the sudden victory win in the first round, kind of gets a scare, and then goes 9-0, 21-9, and 14-5 to win state title. He's a junior. He'll be back next year, and I am excited for that. 3A 165 had Fincher taking on McCartney. Again, Nathan McCartney, I think most underrated guy in the building.
He just looked great all weekend. Won a state title, caps his career with that state title. 175, Dom Blue. We said it.
Dude.
We said it.
Yes.
He was looking out of this world good. We'd never seen him look that good. And we've spent a lot of time around Dom. And he proved it in the finals, right? Noah Michael is very good, and he blew his doors off, right? He blew his doors off.
Yeah.
All those high crotch to finish doubles in the first period, second period, massive. Dom Blue gets a state title, goes runner-up, third, state champ. State champ is junior. Union Pines is going to be back, right? They have underclassmen winning titles here. 3A, 190, Brock Sullivan with the fall over Sumner's from first flight.
Does the thing.
Caps his career as a 2-time state champ.
Heading off to Roanoke.
Yep, going to be a monster in college.
Man, talk about Roanoke.
They got
Just
some hammers coming
Hammers. I don't think that.
in. Aponte's there.
Yes, I don't think that all of
Mark
them
Samuel's
are
there.
announced yet, though.
Jackson Rolling's announced.
Yep, Jackson Rolling's announced.
Brock Sullivan's
Brock
announced.
Sullivan's announced.
There's a big one I think that will
There's
be.
a big one that will be.
So,
yeah.
Let's end there because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. So
Xavier Wilson wins 215. Pope gets the first takedown,
Wow.
and Wilson stays calm,
Yeah.
cool, collected, gets it done.
dude, ice in his veins.
Ice in his veins.
The kid always looks like he is bored
Yeah, he's just chill.
wrestling.
Chill. He's a chill guy, as they say. But gets it done.
Yeah.
Pope almost got a takedown at the very end.
Yep.
The clock was definitely out, but Pope's clutch, right? He did that in the quarters and the semis, so he was going for it. And then did you see the celebration? Xavier Wilson just tossed Coach Atwood.
Oh,
I don't know how he launched that man.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, like that was
I
wild.
thought Atwell was just gonna lay there.
And speaking of Coach Atwood, shout out
Man.
to Coach Atwood for he calls it his Atwood bling. It was wearing his pink polo shirt. It looks pretty phenomenal out there in the finals.
Yeah, he brought the pink back. Yeah, I remember back in the day the Parkland pink singlets when those things came out. You know, you knew it was getting real, and you knew it was getting real with Xavier, and Coach Atwood came out in the pink today. 3A 285, man.
Yeah, Trevquan Gary gets it done.
Man.
Two-time state champ. And it ended up being a crazy ending, right?
Yeah.
Everest is on bottom, down one, and kind of getting ridden out. And there is maybe 45 seconds left, and he gets a reversal. And I am adamant, from the angle I was at, it was two swipes. Two swipes, back points. Y'all could argue that if not, but I'm going to go rewatch it. I felt like it's two swipes. I felt the official was slow because he was calling the reversal and then didn't start calling the swipes right away. I counted two, maybe a third. They didn't give that to him. They go back to the center. Gary gets out. Both guys are kind of pushing. Neither stalling. They're not looking to stay and just ride it out to overtime.
Yeah.
And Gary gets a takedown. Everest goes Granby and to try to avoid the go behind, and ends up giving up the takedown on the edge. There a little bit controversy with the clock. I don't know. I kind of feel like the clock was on that one. The clock was correct, and that probably was the correct call at the end. But he missed the swipes. I feel like we should have been going to OT. But Trevquan Gary caps his career, second state title. 4A 106. 3A team race. Union Pines, book it.
Yeah, book it.
Union Pines, book it.
There wasn't really a team race.
Yeah, Dudley though is the story of the
Yeah,
team race.
Dudley's story.
Six
of
guys.
The tournament,
Six
man.
guys at 3A, and they
Took
took second.
I mean-
Shout out to the Dudley boys, man.
Yeah, no joke. So 4A 106, Trevlin Hall, man,
Statement made.
statement made. He said 16-0 Tech Fall, 18-1 Tech Fall, fall 15-0 Tech Fall.
Yep.
Man,
Dominant.
Dominant.
And undefeated junior year. We'll see him next year.
man. And then, 4A 113, Drew Curley from South Iredell knocks off Brady Donovan.
Yep.
Gets South Iredell's first state champ in a
In a little while.
real long time.
He looks
looked
phenomenal
great.
all year, all tournament long. Takes out two of the guys we've been kind of talking about as title
Yeah.
favorites. Gets it done. And 4A 120, Jace Barrier gets it done with a 5-1 decision over a Sefcek of Davie.
Now, it was closer than 5-1.
I didn't really see much of the match because I was watching.
It was
Cooper
closer
Foster
than
and Dave
5-1.
Rogers.
5-1 makes it seem like, Barrier really took off with it.
Yeah.
They awarded a takedown in the last second that I have no clue how it would have been a takedown, but there's no reason to argue it. Like if you're
Yeah,
Josh
because
Stanley
down,
and Dave,
still down 2-1.
yeah, you're still down. It literally, he awarded the two as he was getting tapped, I would say, or I guess
As
the
the match was
three
over.
or whatever. But man, Barrier looked great, and I'm super excited for Sefcek's career continuing. Dude, that is a big 120-pounder, and I do not think we will see him back down at
I think
120.
I think it can be a
I
couple
think he will
weights.
be up, put some muscle on that kid, and I'm excited to
Oh, yeah.
see it.
We loved him last year as a freshman. Even better this year as a sophomore.
Yeah,
Can't
man,
wait
what a
to see
season.
him continue.
What a
Jace
season.
Barrier Jr. coming back as well.
Yeah.
And
Mooresville Magic, man.
Mooresville
It was
Magic.
special. It
Yep.
was like,
4A 126.
it was awesome.
Aiden White gets it done for Weddington. They get another state champ on the night. Just a sophomore, trains at Dark Horse. Man, he just wrestled through all the positions, right?
Yeah.
Caden Glass is really tough, really tricky in some positions. White gave up a takedown somewhere in the third that kind of made it seem a little closer, I think, than it actually kind of was. I feel like White kind of controlled the match.
Right.
At least from what I was watching, right? Like, I didn't see every single second because I'm watching 4 other matches. But White gets done impressive. 4A 126 champ. 4A 132, oh my.
Man.
This one did not go the way that I thought. I don't think
No.
anybody in the building outside of the Davy
This
faithful.
ended, and it felt like Tau won.
It kind of felt like
it was
that.
almost like Davey was celebrating, like Tau won. You know, and for a second there, it looked like he was about to get teched and match was going to be over.
Yeah, it was close. And then all of a sudden he gets on top and he is a monster on
Goes
top.
cradle
Monster top.
and
Cradle.
man,
What else did he have? He had something else to put Hickey on his back.
he threw him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But
It was wild.
that cradle,
It was tight. I honestly, I do not know how Liam Hickey got out of that.
I don't either.
I don't know.
But Liam Hickey,
He
wins
gutted
his
it out,
second
right?
state
It's-
title.
It's not the way Hickey probably wanted to win a second state title, but
he seemed ticked off.
yeah,
He seemed,
I get it. He's at that level,
yeah.
but he still won a second state title.
Yep, he'll be heading to Chapel Hill next
and
year.
he has had a phenomenal career.
Yes.
Right, phenomenal career. It's been a pleasure to watch him his entire career.
Yep. And at 4A 138,
Yes.
Austin Green. Yes, we have learned our lesson.
Yep.
Whoever runs the Mooresville High School wrestling page, they have been in our DMs this week, just making sure we saw the tournament that Austin Green has been having, and what a tournament he had. State champ over Jacob McCord, who also had a phenomenal tournament. 15-0 tech fall decision win, and then a 16-0 tech fall to get into the finals. And then Green just gutted one out, 5-2. Looked great, state champ, Mooresville Magic.
Mooresville Magic looked great. 144. Speaking of looking great, Tobin McNair.
Oh my gosh, looked phenomenal.
Man, he has jumped the levels he's jumped from last year. This year, insane. Just looked phenomenal the whole time. The whole time in control of this match. Won 7-0 over Sammy G. And both guys will be back next year. Tobin sophomore, Sammy G a junior.
Yep.
150. Jackson Rawling.
Jackson Rowling is
gets
the
it done.
human embodiment of North Carolina wrestling.
Yeah, he did the thing. Goes runner-up.
So proud of that kid.
Yeah, goes runner-up as a freshman.
Yep.
Probably was the favorite going into that match.
Yep,
Right?
he was.
And gets upset there. Then fourth place his sophomore year.
Yep.
And then runner-up last year, Liam Hickey, which going into that match, it was a toss-up,
Yeah.
right? People were not sure. And then he gets it done here. And he looked absolutely incredible all tournament long.
Oh my gosh, man.
I'm not sure whose headgear he was wearing in the finals, but
Who knows?
whether it was his or not. But
Don't care.
He gets it done for the Huff Huskies. And at 157, Santiago Ruiz Diaz gets the 4-2 decision over Aiden Gore. It was a tough match, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the matches that kind of was in the balance at the end. Ruiz with the takedown, and that's the difference, right?
Yeah, Gorge couldn't get to his offense, man. Ruiz a little bit too big.
Yeah.
Stayed in that underhook and controlled the pace.
Kept a really great position.
Yeah, wrestled a really good match. Now, 4A 165, I feel like he's been the favorite all year at this weight. But Kaiser Kostoff state champ.
Yep, gets it done. 8-0 decision, makes it 2 Huskies on the night.
Yeah.
175.
Super happy for the Rogers brothers. But yeah, 4A 175, man, Colt Campbell finishes off a just
incredible
career,
right?
man.
Runs the table the last 2 years, undefeated, state champ both years, 5th as a sophomore state qualifier in one of the craziest brackets of all time at 4A 132 his freshman year. Cole Campbell, enough said, best guy at creating angles in the state. Cannot wait to see him in the App State lineup. Nope. It's going to be freaking awesome. Get him in that lineup, right?
Where's he going to fit in at? 165?
65, 74. So one of those two. We'll see.
Leaving, right? Graduates?
No, I think he's got one more year, but Colt's got a red shirt, right? So 190.
Sorry, I was just looking ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped about 190. Jack Hardy gets it done. 12-4 major decision over Ellison. It was a little tight in the beginning. Ellison got the first takedown.
Yeah, Ellison started bringing it.
He had a huge takedown.
Yeah.
Big takedown. And then, but Jack Hardy didn't panic, stayed calm.
Yep.
Got out, got a takedown of his own, and then Ellison got escape, so we're at 4-4, and then Jack Hardy blew the doors open with a takedown to backs.
Yeah.
And it stayed that way. So 12-4 major decision for Jack Hardy.
Such an impressive
and
kid.
Just a sophomore,
I was
right?
talking to his dad, and Hardy goes, man, he is leaps and bounds further along than I was as a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's terrifying.
That's terrifying considering his dad's NCAA finalist, right?
Yeah.
But Jack Hardy gets a state title here, second as a freshman, first as a sophomore. It kind of starts kind of what could be a legendary career, right? Don't want to put the cart before the horse, but impressive. I walk away just as impressed, if not more impressed, than I was a year ago with him.
Yeah.
I just want to say my way too early state champ picks all the way back last February or first week of March. I called for
that is crazy.
I called him moving up to 190 and winning a state title.
That is true.
Just throwing it out there.
That is true.
I put it out there.
Yep.
That early, like a week after the state tournament last year.
That is very true.
Hayden Haynes.
What a call.
Gets it done at
Man.
215 4A. Sorry, it was getting late, getting hungry. 4A 215. You said it all year long. If he pulls the trigger, he's golden.
If he opens up and gets
he did.
wrestling.
He looked great.
Dude.
Sam Harper, really tough, been wrestling great all tournament. Hayden Haynes controlled the match, 9-2 decision. He pulled the trigger over and over again. It was awesome to see him get after it. So state champ for McDowell. When's the last time McDowell had a state champ?
Probably Tyler Radford.
Yep. I think that is it. Good call. That's a good call. Look at you, Rain
2014 4A 215 or 4A 220.
Yep.
We won at the same time. I remember we were wrestling mat by mat and actually like dapped each other up right before the before the match.
I think that was the last time they had a state champ. And closing it out with the heavyweight champions of the world,
dude,
Sebastian, the businessman, Rivera,
looked phenomenal. Just looked absolutely phenomenal. Gets the big fall. Minute and 8 seconds in.
Huge fall.
And wins MOW.
Yep. Wins MOW.
Man. What a tournament for him. I don't know though. I get it because of the
MOW could be contested at every single classification.
Yeah.
That's where you're going with it, right?
Yeah. I kind of was, but I don't want to take that away from Sebastian.
No, it could be contested.
That's a huge win right there.
It could be contested for sure.
Man.
He had to come back down, and he said he was in the parking lot. He didn't think he was going to win MOW. He was in the parking lot, and they had to send him back.
Yeah, they said he was on the bus. That little
he was ready to go home.
Yeah. They said Sebastian Rivera for a MOW.
Yeah, it was funny. He came back in, got his picture taken. It was awesome. Yeah. Sebastian closes his career with a state title. State title for the team goes to Davie High School. They win back-to-back tournament titles. The
semifinal round this year will be talked about for years to come.
Yeah, no doubt. Back-to-back, Josh Stanley effect, right? Can't argue it. It's there. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in now. Thank you for all the support you continue to give us throughout the year. Hey, this state tournament is done. 365 days or 362 days from now, we get to come back here and do it again. I can't wait. But until then, let's go to Fargo, y'all.
Let's go to Fargo.
Let's go to Fargo. Let's go to Southeast
Be on the
Regionals.
lookout for the first set of our new NC MAT rankings. They will be coming
soon. Next couple weeks.
That
we officially take over the NC MAT website.
Takeover will happen very soon. We're extremely excited. We're excited for you guys to go on that journey with us.
Yeah, we're excited to continue the growth of NC's wrestling together.
For the support. Also, please, 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 everyone wants to talk about it. It's time to be about it. All right. Head to our Facebook, head to our Instagram, follow the QR code, and donate to the fundraiser. Listen, if you go back and you look at these state champs, okay,
or just really high placers,
or placers,
or kids that jumped a lot of levels,
right? They went to Fargo. They wrestled freestyle. They wrestled Greco. They wrestled in the NC USA off-season tournaments. Okay.
Yep.
Help us get these kids the competition that they need to jump levels. Okay. Help us give these kids the opportunity to experience this. And the biggest hurdle that we always get told is that the cost is too high, and it's the money and this and that. And we tried to do gear sales. We tried to do a popcorn fundraiser. We tried and everyone just says, well, if we could just donate straight to a fundraiser, if we could just donate and not have to order anything or whatever, we'll donate that way. Guess what?
And here's the thing.
Time to put up or shut up.
And here's the thing on top of that. Let's donate. Let's make the trip affordable for kids. And then kids, I've said it. There's a bunch of people who are saying it out there. There's coaches saying it. Our top kids can compete with anybody. Let's go prove it in Fargo this summer. We'll be there. Go to Fargo with the guys from NC MAT.